Sure, I can be here with you today as a random person who's here but it's so significant to me that our team, and I'm happy that I'm able to welcome even the person in this video to work. I'd like to share that I'm with a special guest, Gilbert Cruz, our youngest Live San Diego champion. We're here to welcome you to the first
Live San Diego Communications Scholars.
I feel very today because we're just 7 years old with their communications and social media in our division, promoting 101 ways to live well.
Regardless of our age, we can all do our part.
Each of us can and do reach new populations in our everyday lives, through our homes, our communities, our congregations, and our professions. So today, all of you have come together for this important meeting to learn how we can work together to share our stories and improve our communications. The purpose of this summit is to bring together our Live San Diego recognized partners and community leaders to promote efforts to advance the Live San Diego vision. Our aim is to provide you with techniques and tools to implement immediately and to network with peers. Today, we'll learn how to leverage the Live San Diego brand and communication channels to promote your success stories and activities, as well as how to share in the San Diego's vision to build better health, live safely, and thrive. You'll hear firsthand from current recognized and new partners about how they leverage partnerships as part of their communications strategies. You'll be able to hear from them about their approaches, best practices, and lessons learned. And finally, you'll hear from our keynote speaker, Jennifer Fadenico, who will show you how to use community-based social marketing as a tool to break down barriers and reach your target audience. This summit offers each of you amazing potential. We'll bring together diverse sectors for information sharing and create a sense of community. I am so excited to see the summit grow and expand in years to come. I look forward to building the momentum of this meeting, continuing to support this work. Before I transition the stage over, I want to offer special thanks to the San Diego LGBT Community Center, a Live San Diego recognized partner who has generously donated their facility in support of this event. And also a special thanks to the planning committee, making this event possible. Enjoy the summit, everyone, and live well.
All right, thank you, Nick and Caleb, for that welcome. Welcome, everybody, to the 2019 Communications Summit. I'm really excited that all of you are here, and kind of looking at the guest list, we really have a diverse amount of different sectors in the audience today, which is very, very encouraging. My name is Lana Finley, and I am the Communications Manager for Live San Diego support team. Can you guys hear me in the back? Just making sure. Okay, good. So the goal of this summit is to really get all the communications professionals from our recognized partner organizations together in the same room because we need to know each other. There will be some time today for networking. Please, I encourage you to just kind of introduce yourself to somebody that you don't know, find out where they're from, and see, you'd be surprised how you can connect and collaborate. And so really we want to just try and get you guys together so that we can kind of align our messaging around the Live San Diego vision. Okay, so, oh, thanks, I need that. All right, so today's agenda. I'm going to spend a little time talking about the Live San Diego vision. We'll talk about how you can use the brand, and then my colleague Andrea, she's going to talk a little bit about the communications channels that are available for our partners to use. We also are going to have a partner panel. They're going to talk about their communication strategies and how they actually partner for communications, give you some best practices and some tips. And then hopefully we'll have enough time for a little networking break where you can maybe get a refill on your coffee and chat with somebody for 5 minutes. And then, of course, at 11, we're going to have our keynote speaker who's going to talk for about an hour. That's Jennifer Tabanico. She's from Action Research, and she's going to talk about community-based social marketing and how you can use that to break down barriers to then reach your target audience. And then afterwards, we're going to have a networking lunch. Yes, free lunch available. During that time, I really encourage you, that's going to be an hour that you can talk with other people, get to know somebody, and also all the county staff are going to be back there. So if you have any questions on the presentations today, we're here for you. We want to answer those questions. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to start by talking a little bit about the Live Well San Diego vision. We're going to talk about the collective impact model, who the backbone organization is for that, how partners can engage in the vision, how we can cross-promote, and then, of course, our communications channels available to partners. Okay, so first, we need to talk a little bit about the vision, because how can we talk about the vision if we don't know exactly what it is and how it works? So I think it's really important for us to kind of start with those basics. And also, I know that there are quite a few people in the audience that are not partners yet, and so getting you up to speed with the vision is going to be important. So, Live Well San Diego is a vision for a region that is building better health, living safely, and thriving. It was originally adopted by the San Diego County Board of Supervisors in 2010, and it is structured after the collective impact model, which I'll talk more about in the next slide. Essentially what the vision is doing is it's aligning all the efforts of community partners, of individuals, of other governments, and making sure that we're helping all San Diego County residents be healthy, safe, and thriving. So how we measure our project progress is actually this bottom part of the pyramid. So we measure through our 5 areas of influence, and each of these areas has their own measurement indicator underneath. We call these our top 10 Live Well San Diego indicators, and they're essentially a measurement of what it means to live well in San Diego County. If we're doing great on these indicators, then we're helping to help people live well. Okay, so let's have a video that's really great at summarizing collective impact, so let's watch this.
The number and complexity of challenges facing our world can be overwhelming. When individual organizations attempt to tackle the most daunting problems, success stories are all too rare. Many innovative approaches have been tried, too few have worked. However, when organizations work together under the right conditions, they can accomplish great things. One particularly effective means of collaboration is collective impact. Using the collective impact approach, a number of complex social challenges have been addressed, and some remarkable results have been achieved. Youth incarcerations dropped by 45% in just 3 years, with no change in public safety, improving the lives of thousands of youths. 6,000 public housing residents were placed in new jobs during the recession. More than 1,000 acres were restored, and over 280 million pounds of pollution voluntarily reduced to conserve and restore a river. Organizations utilizing a collective impact approach do the following: agree to a common goal, agree to track progress in the same way, which allows for continuous improvement, do what each does best while identifying new ways to work together, have consistent communication, and finally, have skilled and dedicated resources to support ongoing efforts. The world's toughest challenges aren't going away. In fact, many experts predict they will continue to grow in both number and complexity. Solving these problems requires a range of expertise from a number of diverse organizations. Collective impact is a proven approach, helping organizations work together to move mountains.
Okay, so for collective impact to work, there's 5 conditions that need to be met. First, you need a common agenda. That is the Live Well San Diego vision. We're building healthy, safe, and thriving communities all together. Second, you need shared measurements. That's where our 5 areas of influence and our top 10 indicators come into play. we can all look to those to see what progress is being made, and if maybe there's actually a couple that are not going in the right direction, where we need to then put resources and time. 3, we have our mutually reinforcing activities. That's going to be what our recognized partners are doing. So each of you is doing what you do best out there in your own respective lanes, but under the Live Well San Diego vision, we can actually collect all those efforts into one and really measure the progress. 4, we need continuous communication, and we try to always share our partner stories on our website through our newsletter that goes out monthly. We bring partners together at our community leadership teams and our partner events. So we're, especially something like this, like the summit, where you guys can actually network and meet each other. Live Well Advance is another good place for that. And then finally, we need a strong backbone organization, and that is the County of San Diego. So county staff actually help to mobilize partners, coordinate events, and just help facilitate connections. So what we're trying to do is align what's going on in the different sectors, because if you think about it, you have nonprofits working to help residents, but then we have cities also working to help the same residents, and then we have school districts, again, helping the same residents. So why not then join forces, work together, and share our resources and our time to really affect change. So these are our 4 sectors that we work with, so I want to see who's in the audience. So raise your hand if you're from a government organization. Nice, welcome. How about those of you in the for-profit business or media? Okay, cute. How about our community or faith-based organizations? Nice. And then finally, our educational organizations. Wonderful. So if you saw that, it was pretty, throughout the room, we have a really good, diverse amount of sectors here today. So when we're thinking about Live Well and moving that forward, see how you could maybe find somebody that's not in your sector. You'll be surprised by how you can collaborate. I'm sure you guys can create new ideas and innovate in that way. So I want to tell you a little bit about the backbone organization, so the County of San Diego, so that you know kind of how it works on this end and how we can actually support you. So of course we have the San Diego County Board of Supervisors up at the top. They are essentially in charge of providing direction for how the county does business, and they adopted the vision back in 2010. We have our executive leadership and our Live Well San Diego support team, and they are providing general direction and strategy when it comes to the vision itself. They also help to manage communications and partner engagement and data management. And then alongside the support team are our 5 regional teams, and they are doing a lion's share of the work. They run our community leadership teams, where they're helping to plan and facilitate and organize for community action. That's where you can be engaged in those teams. They do a ton to support Live Well San Diego signature events. They run their own regional events. And of course, if you as a partner have your own event, they're there to support you. They'll come out and do a booth. They'll help you advertise that event. Our partner liaisons. How many partner liaisons are here today? Raise your hand. Okay, thank you. They're your direct link to county staff. They are there to help engage you and involve you in some of the Live Well San Diego activities. They're also there for partner recruitment and onboarding as well. And then finally, I feel like I have to mention all the other 18,000 County of San Diego employees, because every single day they are doing what they can to help improve the lives of all San Diego County residents. So that's your backbone organization. So one way that you can, actually there's quite a few ways that you can increase your visibility and your reach through Live Well San Diego, and I'm going to talk about each of these things. First of all, partnership. Right now we have have over 440 recognized partners, and they are across all sectors. That's a huge amount of partners. Think about the connections that you can make knowing that you are all recognized partners. That's kind of like your foot in the door, right? Hey, I'm a partner, you're a partner, let's work together. So when you become a recognized partner, your organization is actually going to make a commitment to advance the vision, however you do that best. And when you do that, you're going to be formally recognized by the San Diego County Board of Supervisors. So I encourage you today, actually, even if you don't meet someone today, just get on our website, see who the other partners are. If there's somebody that you want to work with, you can reach out to them. You can say, hey, I'm also a Live Well San Diego partner. I've got this project. I think we could really work together. And if you need help facilitating that connection, talk to your partner liaison, because I think a lot of them can actually help facilitate that connection for you. Another way to increase your visibility is actually participating in our signature events. All these different signature events, they bring thousands of different families, individuals, and organizations together. So it can really increase your visibility. And also, when you start working with other partners at these signature events, you're building relationships. And so as you do that, it's going to help strengthen your partner-to-partner collaboration as well. So as far as how you can participate, you can become planners of these events, speakers, you can host, you can provide volunteers, or you can participate in these. But at the most basic level is just helping with promotion of these events. So when you spread the word, you're actually going to expand the reach of these events. And one of the ways that we're going to help you do that is Andrea and I have decided that for all of our signature events, we're going to try and make a social media playbook that'll be available to our partners. So all you have to do is you're going to pull a Facebook post and throw it up, or an Instagram post, and it's just going to be there and ready for you. So I wanted to give you a couple of examples of how you can participate. So Love Your Heart is an event that we do every year, and what we're doing is we're providing free blood pressure screenings to the public on Valentine's Day. Usually we get around 40,000 blood pressures in the one day. So how you can participate, some of you are healthcare organizations, perhaps volunteering some medical workers to assist with screenings, or providing general volunteers for just general logistics, check-in, things like that. You can host a public screening site, or you can actually create an internal employee screening site for your employees and internal staff. Our next big event that's coming up is actually our Live Well San Diego 5K. It's coming up on July 28th. So partners, we need sponsors, exhibitors, volunteers, or you can even run. You can form a team and your organization can actually run in that 5K. One of the things that we do before the 5K is our 5K fitness challenge. That starts on July 1st. And what that is a daily notification to folks to give them fitness tips and help them to prepare to walk or run in the 5K at the end of the month. So you can help plan activities surrounding that challenge. We have folks that host hikes or walks or runs, or you can provide content like fitness tips or motivational videos. The motivational videos really help the participants. They get a lot of views from those folks, and that really encourages them to keep going with their training. Lastly, I want to talk about our annual partner conference, the Live Well Advance. This brings thousands of partners and stakeholders together to network, to learn new tools and best practices, but we really need help putting that on. And so you can participate as planners, you can help with session content or speakers. If you want to host a booth and interact with partners, we have a connection hub where you can do that. One thing that I did want to say that I just learned from my colleague today is that at last year's advance, Partners with Industry connected with Starbucks. And they decided, you know what, we want to do something together. And so they did a hiring event. And apparently, at this latest hiring event, they interviewed, I think it was 32, 33 people, and 6 people got hired by Starbucks on the spot. So when you go to these events, you're going to make connections that you never dreamed were going to happen. So I really encourage you to come to that. And that's in October 28th this year. Another way that you can engage in the vision is through our community leadership teams, which I kind of already mentioned, but really it's a place to network and kind of cross-promote what you're doing. You're going to learn about what's happening in your region. You're going to find out what other recognized partners are doing, but it's also a chance for you guys to kind of come in and take action in those communities as well. You don't always have to do things around that the county is putting on. You can join other topic-specific coalitions or work groups. Maybe there's a game prevention coalition that you want to join. I mean, County and San Diego employees are probably going to be there, but they may not be leading it. Okay, finally, some cross-promotion before I hand it off to Andrea. You can incorporate the logo into your communications materials. So you can take the logo, you can put it, once you're a recognized partner, you can put that on your website. We just ask that you link back to our website when you do that. I have seen other partners put it into an email signature. Here's mine as an example, but you can actually put the logo in that email signature. For the next couple of slides and the channels, I wanted to just mention that we do have a partner communications guide that's coming soon. We just didn't finish it in time for this event. So if we have your email, which I believe we do, once it's done, we're going to email it to people. Okay? There is an opportunity also for co-branding. If you want to co-brand an event with Live Well San Diego, that's outside of a county contract because they're going to have their own things that they want you to do. But you can use the logo on your materials. We just ask that you connect with your partner liaison about that, just to make sure it's a really good fit. Here's a great example. San Diego Children's Discovery Museum, they worked with their partner liaison and the North County regional team to kind of review this Health and Wellness Week. And they looked at it and they said, oh, there's health, there's safety, there's quality of life activities in this Wellness Week. This is going to be a good fit. So they put the Healthy, Safe, and Thriving Live Well San Diego logo, and basically in exchange for that, the leadership teams help promote that as well, and so our team as well will help promote that. I mean, really just think of us as like another part of your communications team. Also, just a little bit of standard language. It's our policy to always spell out Live Well San Diego in full and italicize it. When you're putting it on materials, something that's formal, that's going to go out to the public, we prefer you don't say Live Well or say LWSD. Go ahead and write that out in full. We'd appreciate that. And then as far as some custom language, people sometimes ask about press releases and things. Really, you're just trying to relate what your product or activity is back to the vision somehow. If you can do that, you can put that into your press releases. So this, unfortunately, and I see the slide today, and it's too small, but San Diego County Credit Union, they do these Financial Wellness Wednesdays, and they did it in partnership with Aging and Independent Services, Live Well San Diego, and San Diego County Library. And I'm going to read this to you because I know you can't read it. This is what they said. As San Diego's largest locally owned financial institution and a Live Well San Diego partner, SDCCU is committed to helping the community make educated financial decisions. So it's as simple as just saying, we're a Live Well San Diego partner. It doesn't have to be too complicated. Okay, so we want to talk to you a little bit about communications channels that your organization can use. And I'd like to introduce you to Andrea Nasser. She is the lead on our external branding. She does the website, newsletter, and social media. She's somebody that you want to know. Come on up.
Hi everybody, thank you for joining us at the Communication Summit today. I'm really excited to see everybody and I can't wait to connect with you after the event today. So my name is Andrea Nasser and like Lana said, I help run our external branding efforts on the Live Well San Diego support team. And today I'm going to discuss how your organization can utilize our communications channels to increase your reach and raise awareness about the awesome work you're doing every single day. Our main communications channels include our website, livewellsd.org, newsletter and blog, annual report, our social media channels, as well as community leadership team channels. And I'm going to dive into each one of these a little deeper in the following slides. So on our website, we have a calendar page. This is where you can submit upcoming events, activities, workshops. You can submit an event easily on the 211 San Diego calendar that's embedded on this page. Also, if your organization offers opportunities for volunteers, we have a dedicated volunteer opportunities page to share that information. We also have this really cool page that's dedicated to tools and best practices. This is where we house all of the interactive and amazing toolkits and resources you've spent so much time creating. And this is to help other organizations benefit from these resources. So for example, in the orange box over here, Wild Coast came up with a toolkit on marine protected areas for educators. Yay! Yes! So this is great for teachers in school districts or educators in after-school settings. Now, show of hands. How many of you think your organization has an awesome toolkit or resource that other organizations can benefit from? Yes. All right, so send it to me. Let me get it up on this page. You can also share that on our social media networks, and then let's work together and we can write a newsletter story about it as well. So moving on to the newsletter and blog, this is where we share your significant successes and the awesome impact you're creating every single day. We send out our newsletter monthly, and we do this by contacting our partner liaisons and sending out a story ask. And then they send that to you monthly, and then you can either respond back to your partner liaison with a story, or you can submit a story to our general email, which is at the bottom of this slide. And you don't have to wait for that monthly email asking for stories. You can send us stories at any time. So when you submit a story, please be sure to include the basic elements of who, what, when, where, how, and why, and then also to show your impact and how you're making progress with the Live Well San Diego vision. Include photos, quotes, and data. The cool thing is that our newsletter is distributed to over 12,000 people per month. So there's a lot of eyes seeing this, and it's another great way to share the work you're doing and raise awareness. So I'm going to give you a brief example of one of our stories that has all of these elements. Cajon Valley Union School District, they helped their students learn how to prevent and stand up to bullying by partnering with a local improv theater company. They brought them in, and this company did these interactive plays where the students got to jump in and rewrite the scenes. And they give some really great numbers. They did 36 shows with over 3,000 of their students. And then you really get a feel for the impact that was created with one of the quotes. One student shares, "It felt good to express my feelings because I've been in that same situation and I never said anything. It felt good to express my feelings now." So I know all of you are doing amazing work. We want to share that and spread awareness, so this is another channel you can utilize. And if you need a little bit of help, we got you covered. We have this blog submission guide that can help you craft those articles. We're actually reworking this and editing it to make it even better for you, and it's going to be in that communications guide that will be sent out in the following weeks. So another way we use the stories of your successes is in our annual report. At the end of each fiscal year, which runs July through June, we send out a request through our partner liaisons to you, asking for your significant successes over the year. And we put this together in this report to give a snapshot how far we've moved along and how far we've come together in achieving the Live Well San Diego vision. The report really focuses on the outcomes, the data, and the personal success stories of all of your programs and initiatives, and it shows how we're creating that measurable change in San Diego. So a lot of people are looking at us, Live Well San Diego, what all of you are doing to see how we are making this progress. This report in the last 6 months was viewed over 2,000 times from people across the nation and across the world. And we really link back all of those data and numbers to our areas of influence and our indicators. So these examples here are supporting the community area of influence. And for example, the bottom left corner, I Love a Clean San Diego, they removed over 285,000 pounds of trash from the county, San Diego County's natural spaces and parks. Yay! So this is another way that you can get more eyes on the work you're doing. Okay, now we're going to move to the fun stuff, social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And this is another way you can share flyers for upcoming events, opportunities, activities, news, all of that. To let us know what you want to share, you can go to your partner liaison, or you can send us an email through our general email. I'll put that up again at the end of the presentation. Feel free to tag us in any of your posts, and please do use our hashtag. And by doing this, this is another way that I can quickly see something you might want to share and repost or retweet pretty quickly. And by engaging with each other's posts and doing a lot of cross-promotion, we're able to reach both of our audiences and reach more eyes. So it's a really great tool and powerful tool to increase awareness in a very organic way, which also means it's free. So let's take advantage of it. And just a quick example, we posted about a community garden in the City of Living Grove, and Bayside Community Center, they responded and engaged with our post, and they said, great work, this is exactly what we need, more fresh food in our neighborhoods, and then we just responded back. So just, even if it's a quick line, let's do that engagement and really take advantage of this tool. And then another resource where you can share information is through the community leadership teams that Lana had mentioned in the other slides. They have their own channels, their own social media pages, and community email lists that engaged partners can take advantage of to share information. And to learn more about these community leadership teams, you can go on our website, livewellsd.org/CLT, and then you go to that community tab. So how to get in contact with us? You can get in touch with our general email. You can go through your partner liaison or your regional team representative. You can also use that email, again, to submit those new success stories or ask us to share something on social media. Also, to stay informed and stay involved, subscribe to our social media pages and our newsletter, and you'll get those updates every month. And just so communications between us and your organization doesn't fall through the cracks, let your partner liaison know about any staff changes that happens at your organization. And if you don't know who your partner liaison is, no problem. Just ask us and we'll get you connected to them. So before I end, again, I just want to congratulate you on all the amazing work you're doing. And I really think we should all celebrate each other every single day. You all are amazing. Let's celebrate the amazing work we're doing. And remember when I talked about engaging on social media? So we're going to practice right now. I'm going to take a selfie, and then after, you can practice engaging with our post by sharing it, or commenting on it, or even taking your own picture at the event today with maybe a new connection you make, and just saying that you were at the Communication Summit. Remember to tag us and use our hashtag. Are you ready? Okay, we're going to live well on 3.
Live well.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Mom and I are going to be at the back of the room to answer any questions and get connected with all of you. All right.
Thanks.
Good job, Andrew. That was great.
Okay, now we're going to have our partner panel. We've got a few partners coming up today, and they're going to tell you a little bit about their communication strategies and actually all the things that we just talked about, how they use those things in their communications as well. So I'm going to introduce them. First, moderating the panel, we have Patty Thompson from ABC 10. Actually, I haven't seen you yet today. Oh, there you are. Chase Peckham from San Diego Financial Literacy Center. Come on up. We've got Courtney Pendleton, YMCA of San Diego. Thank you. And of course, Coach Nassara of Sirius Fitness. You've got yours.
Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you. I'm Patty Thompson. I'm the Community Outreach Public Relations Manager for ABC 10 News, which is KGTV, or Channel 10, which probably most of you know of. Thank you so much for being here. We're really excited to bring you some very good information that we hope you'll find valuable. There is no magic bullet, but we're going to give you our little insights and hope that you'll get some nugget of information that will help you moving forward with your Live Well projects and Live Well San Diego projects. And this morning, each of the panelists here is going to share a little bit of their unique strategy for partnering on communications, and we'll find out how they use their brand, work with the partner liaisons and regional teams, and work with other partners, and what some of the best practices and tools are that they use. So information here is something, I work with a couple of these organizations, and actually I saw a lot of our partners out in the audience today. So we hope that you'll get some information that will be very, very useful. So today we're going to start with Chase. And I want to ask you, can you tell us about your organization and strategy for communications?
Yeah, I am the Director of Community Outreach with the San Diego Financial Literacy Center, and we are a nonprofit that focuses on personal financial education at the bottom level. I mean, at the very beginning, and helping anybody, depending on where they are, and including youth, obviously, which are at the very, very beginning, and going to schools and colleges and that kind of thing. And we have a variety of programs with which we go from, and I can't see what we got here, but I'm just going to guess that it's right behind me. One of our programs that we really feature Live Well, we've been a Live Well partner since beginning in 2015. And when Live Well Radio started, we were working with Nick, and so kind of where Live Well really took off, and it was a phenomenal branding opportunity with like-minded organizations, government and corporate organizations that want the greater good for the community. And so with that, you have a community to find. We all have our niche, right? We all have our areas of expertise, and areas where we want to help. And we can use all the other organizations and all the other expertise that all our partner organizations have. And so financial literacy fits into a lot of different organizations and communities that we're working with. So what better way for us? And we have what's called our Financial Opportunity Clinic that we do 6 to 7 times a year all over the county. And we decided, instead of us trying to market through our Facebook, because let's face it, on social media who is liking financial literacy information. We like to see babies, and we like to see our friends and their families. They don't like to say, yay, budget, right? I mean, it's just not something that people do. So we had to be unique in how we get people to come, because money is also a very personal thing. It's also not something that all of us were taught to talk about with other people. It's private. So we had to figure out a way to do that. And by going to organizations and finding the communities that we wanted to find, low to moderate income individuals, which is what this grant from our financial opportunity clinics wanted us to focus on, and we wanted to focus on. And by going to those different organizations that have the communities that we were looking to help, together that marketing was a slam dunk, because they're right there. And if we wanted to get to the North County, we went to the North County. The first one we ever did was at the North County North Inland Live Well Center, up there with Kat Castlebar and that crew, who helped us so much. And they were so excited. And that facility, if you've never been there, like all the other Live Well buildings, including the new one in Oceanside, are phenomenal. And in fact, not called county buildings anymore, right? They're Live Well centers. So the branding itself just helps people get a little bit more relaxed at where they're going. And we actually, when we did this, sorry, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at. What am I looking at now? Yeah, there's the building. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, we had the whole crew. I'm going to stand up if you don't mind. All right. So we had this group work together. In fact, we worked in collaboration when we put together these flyers. We wanted it to be Live Well branded. So when we were going to their communities, what are they used to seeing? What do they see? So we didn't want to say, well, we wanted all SDFLC. We didn't really, that wasn't the focus. The focus was to get people to come to our programs. And they'll learn about us as they're there and focus on why they're there. And that's exactly what we did with the Live Well branding. And we had their help from their communication staff to build it. We've used this flyer for every single one of our events when it comes to our financial opportunity clinic since. All we have to do is change the area, maybe a little bit of the verbiage based on where we're going. Both in Spanish versions as well. We supply childcare and all of that. In fact, when we have volunteers that help us put this is all the Military Veterans Resource Center staff that came on the Saturday at this specific one that helped us. That's Dr. I'm going to forget her name now. That's really bad. Jenny is there. If you guys know Jenny, they were phenomenal in their wanting just to help. So really, the focus was not battle on what is my branding, not battle on what is my focus. It's what your community. You know your community better than anybody else. How do we get in touch with them? How do we focus on getting to them? And that's exactly what we did. And believe it or not, if you guys want to see what this is these individuals get the opportunity to meet with a financial planner one-on-one for an hour for free, pro bono. And it ends up that about 45% of the people that sit down with these pro bono certified financial planners actually end up as a client for a long time pro bono. So they literally can go back to them again. And that's purely at just the type of people that are donating their time and want to focus on helping people who don't ever feel like they can meet with a financial planner because I feel like I don't have two pennies to rub together. Why would I need a financial planner? Bottom line is, no matter how much money you have, you can use expertise outside, right? We get expertise from everything from a plumber to our lawns to everything else, so why not? One of the most important things we do on a daily basis, which is trying to take care of our finances. And so with this program, we're now in our 5th year. We just got our grant for 2020. So with the help of Live Well and its partners, it's growing every single year.
So Chase, what is your most successful collaboration? Was it this one?
I'm focusing, I would say this is a big one. One of our, the South Metro Resource Center is phenomenal. We also do the East County, and the same group now runs that as well. Mesa College has been really good. All of them, we try to focus all on Live Well partners just because that Live Well branding is known throughout the county. And people feel safe in going to those types of groups.
So why are they so successful? Why do you think that?
You know, at first we were wondering if it ever would, because we would do public presentations and those kinds of things, and you'd get 20 people. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people here that feel the same pain. We'd get 20 people to register and 2 would show up. And it was very difficult to do that when you're getting people to donate their time and their expertise, and they're taking time out of their day or away, evenings away from their families or weekends, and nobody shows up. So we focused on, instead of trying to get people to come to us, we're going to go to the places where people are already there.
And so you leveraged your partnerships?
Without question. And believe it or not, the Live Well organization, the HHSA group, they yearn for organizations to utilize them and drive this initiative.
And you reach out to their clients and they're able to come?
They do.
They reach out?
They reach out, yeah. When we say true partnership, it's a true partnership. In that, look, we have this organization here at our facility that is going to do this special thing. Come join us.
Great, great. So what about cross-promotion? What kind of content or other things do you share with these different organizations, perhaps on social media?
Social media is an interesting thing for us, as I mentioned kind of at the very beginning. I mean, Sarah over here is going to talk about that. He is the flagship when it comes to social media. We all aspire to be right there. But again, social media is interesting. Our newsletter actually gets about a 25% open rate, which is pretty impressive. And so we have to go kind of directly. Again, social media, unless somebody like the Sarah or people that have a big following share us, we don't, again, it's not like people want financial literacy to show up in their newsfeed all the time.
So you're saying basically use the tool that's appropriate for them.
Absolutely.
Trying to get out there.
Yeah.
Very good. So how have you leveraged the brand Live Well San Diego in your various communications or promotion?
It's on everything. So everything that we do, from every presentation that we do, there's a Live Well stamp at the bottom, just showing that we're a partner, and we always get the questions. And not only that, it's purposeful to try to spread the message. Not just, hey, look at us, we're a Live Well partner. It's also, hey, you should be too. And so when we get other like organizations that are interested in what is Live Well, and we get to tell the story.
Great, great. So have you ever worked with the regional team to collaborate on efforts other than what you've been doing?
Well, I mean, besides those, when we go back, I mean, we were collaborating with Nick Macchione and that group with Live Well Radio early on, and just trying to spread the word and build the partnerships, get more organizations involved. But for the most part, we try to stay in those individual programs and leveraging where we can best fit.
So whatever region you're in?
Yes, correct. That's because everything that we do, we try to do, a budgeting presentation is budgeting, right? But depending on the area you're in or the community that you're speaking to, you want to have somebody who is presenting that and can engage that community, because they're going to listen to the speaker, not just the content. So you want to have somebody that's engaging and also helps those individuals understand and get excited and empower them to follow through. Because let's face it, you get an hour and a half with them. You're not going to teach financial literacy in 1 hour and 45 minutes. What you're trying to do is get them excited enough to look forward.
And do you have any advice for getting buy-in from your leadership or how to keep them engaged on it?
I think the number one thing that I have noticed with anyone who is working within the county and Live Well, especially within the Live Well initiative, is they are yearning and they are unbelievable to work with, and they want us to come forward and help them. And a lot of times our organizations are too busy, we don't want to bother them with how to, can you help me build this flyer? They're happy to do that. And so that's what they're there for. They want to build these relationships, these partnerships, and it's reaching out and collaborating is the most important.
So using their regional leadership to actually go ahead and build the campaign, make sure that it's distributed and is also engaging has been very beneficial to them.
Huge, because you've got so many individuals that are involved in the Live Well from the very top to the bottom. And if you have somebody that's out there talking about your organization, saying you should get in contact with us, I mean, that's only going to be a positive. Because we can't be everywhere, and especially most of us nonprofits are, well, we have a staff of 15, 20, 30, maybe 4, right? So you need those collaborations and those partnerships to help build your initiative.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you very much. Anything else you want to add to that?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We will have questions at the end, so you'll be able to ask specific to maybe some issues. So I think now we'll go ahead and we'll move on to YMCA of San Diego County. Channel 10, ABC 10, we have a very special partnership with them for Live Well San Diego. They have been a content provider of ours for about 3 years now. They've been very great in helping us with providing locations if we are discussing certain conversations. Like for us, May has been swim safety, drowning prevention. We have worked with various lifeguard organizations in Imperial Beach. They're great with the YAs providing location for us to go in and maybe bring one of the health officers in to have a conversation about how to prepare your child for swimming, what age, etc. And we take advantage of this partnership. It's a great one with us. We get to go on different locations, whether it's the beach or one of their local pools, and we work with other projects throughout the year with the Y. But thanks for being here with us. Yay!
Yay! Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit or us about your organization and your strategy for communication.
Sure. It's a loaded question, but the YMCA. Anybody ever heard of the YMCA? Yeah. So that in itself is our communications challenge, right? Everybody knows the Y. We're a 175-year old organization. But it's one of those, like, do you really know the YMCA? And that's really one of our biggest communications challenges, is we are so much more than a gym. Herein lies all the interweaving, with the Live Well initiative, too, Live Well San Diego initiative. We, again, as an organization, we have a lot of content. We have content for days. Our 3 main pillars for the YMCA are youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. So how that aligns so perfectly with Live Well San Diego, I think Lana called us, we're a chameleon in a lot of ways. We can talk and fit into a lot of different things. But that's also our challenge. So even for my little team's organization, or what we're tasked with, right, is for our entire association here in San Diego County for the YMCA, we are the 2nd largest YMCA association in the country. So we're second to New York. And so that in itself, does anybody know that we actually have 18 branches throughout San Diego County? Thank you, team, YMCA team. But a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, we're up in Oceanside, we're down to San Ysidro, we're out to Santee, and everywhere in between. And a lot of people don't know that. The other thing, too, and I have some other YMCA folks in the room today, does anybody know that we actually have an entire gigantic community support services side, our social kind of services side of the YMCA? Again, so thank you. So some of you do it because we're partners with a lot of things, but those are a lot of our challenges because we are such a large organization and, in theory, a well-known brand that makes communicating what we want to talk about really challenging, and especially with a lot of internal competing priorities, right? Everybody have competing priorities in their organization. So we have a lot of those too. And so it's kind of like trying to figure out what we're going to talk about, right? So I'm going to stand up too, so I can go through a couple of things. But Patty kind of queued it up how we, and again, I could talk about so many different things and what we do for our overarching communication strategy, but I'm really going to focus it all on just how we are really intertwined with Live Well San Diego initiative. So Patty kind of touched on this already. We do monthly public service announcements, PSAs, where we're partnered with a county spokesperson or another Live Well San Diego partner, partnered with one of our many YMCA spokespeople. So some of these are just some recent examples of just a couple of screenshots. I think I'm going to not worry about showing any of our PSAs, but we are on YouTube. So if you check out YMCA San Diego on YouTube, you'll see all of these posted there too, because that's another big content thing for us, right? We have regular content because of the beautiful pieces that 10 News produces and Thank You sends to us, so we can put it up on our YouTube channel. But we're talking about, every month there's a different topic, right? And again, the YMCA, we fit into a lot of topics. So this past month with drown prevention, a big initiative for us. Again, a lot of people know the YMCA as a place to go to the gym or a place to swim. We like to say we're so much more than that, right? We're all about community and serving more people in an equal way. And that's one of our overarching visions for our own organization, that we're trying to double our impact by the year 2025. And that's just, again, serving more people in more areas and more communities in an equal way. So we can do that through this. We have Shelby down here in the corner talking about our child care resource service side and how we kind of fit into that youth development pillar that we as an organization do. Caleb, because everybody loves Caleb, so we paired him up with, this was I think last January's, with our CEO, Baron Herberlin Doherty, talking about, okay, New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year, everybody wants to join the gym, right? And so we, of course, and especially on our side as communicators, jump on that news cycle bandwagon, but it's like, how else can we bring it in and how else can we partner and talk about it in a more holistic way? And this was like one of our most fun segments just because of Caleb. So, and Baron too. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Okay, so Love Your Heart. So I know the team, the county team already talked about Love Your Heart as one of those signature events. So for us as the communications team with the Y, this was one of the biggest signature Live Well San Diego events that we've jumped in on and piggybacked on for a number of reasons. But one, that with all of our locations, again, mapping 18 plus our community support services, I think we were holding at least 20 Love Your Heart events throughout the county. So again, for us, making it really convenient, again, it's one way for us to tie all of the things that all of our branches do on a day in and day out basis in their own communities, but throw it up to a bigger audience, right? A county-wide audience, and see how we really show up for the community, opening our doors to have anybody come in and get their blood pressure checked. So these were just some of our earned media that we pushed out there with that. Lots of earned media. It's a fun one to piggyback on. Social media, so again, a big thing that we always join the conversation on in a lot of ways. We have a lot of social media channels, which is also in itself a nightmare as a communicator, but when we track that, does anybody else use Sprout Social for tracking? Does anybody ever use that? I have a couple of hands. So that's how we really get to see our organization's reach on social media with 20 plus different Facebook channels, plus, maybe like half of that for Instagram channels, one Twitter feed, woo! But otherwise, we're able to see the impact we have on a monthly basis for what we're communicating to the community. It's not moving. Oh, there we go. Okay, some more social media, just even our branches joining the conversation. We're putting that information on our website as well, and mapping where all of our locations where people can go to get their blood pressure checked. Media advisories. So here's a really good example. If you look at that first line, and I'm glad we have Live Well San Diego, because I almost panicked when you were talking about that. I was like, did we have that? But again, if you can't read it, that first line on our media advisory for Love Your Heart is, as a Live Well San Diego partner and nonprofit organization, the YMCA of San Diego County is providing free blood pressure screenings at 18 of its facilities throughout San Diego County on Valentine's Day, right? So just an easy way to tie in there. We have the logo up there, just one of the things, again, that really helps us reinforce the YMCA and who we are for the community, and tie in with the Live Well initiative, Live Well San Diego initiative. targeting diverse audiences. Anybody have diverse audiences in San Diego? So one of our biggest, we are a large organization. We are a large nonprofit organization, and we are blessed to have a lot of resources, right? But that doesn't mean we have a lot of money still for these kinds of things, right? So on the PR and comm side of the house, we're all about the free stuff. But we are blessed to have an amazing bilingual PR and social media specialist who I actually don't even want to show you because you're all going to want to steal her. But that enables us as an organization to make sure that we're replicating everything that we're doing, especially when we're connecting with larger audiences, that we're speaking to our population in their language too. So we're translating everything into Spanish that we can, that poor Catalina can do. But this is a really good example too of, again, just taking even our simple media advisory for Love Your Heart, translating it in Spanish and getting some good media hits with our Spanish speaking media as well. Data and analytics. Anybody love data and analytics? Yeah. So we always take a look at our impact, and this is again just focused on Love Your Heart. We do this for everything that we do throughout our organization, but just even tracking alone, like what we do, even for us internally to kind of show our own internal audiences what we're doing. When we participated in Love Your Heart, just even in that day, the day before and the day of, we earned about a little over 30 just media hits, earned media hits just for that initiative alone. Because there's so much power for so many people talking about it. The county team's pushing it out there. We're echoing it. We're inviting cameras to come into our branches, all that kind of stuff. And we're getting a lot of impressions through our tracking that we use. Same thing with social media. We track and see all the impact that we have there too.
So can I interrupt?
Yes.
On your earned media, you mentioned other media. So for Love Your Heart Day, we're not the only station or the only media outlet. So why don't you talk a little bit about who you talk to?
That's so nice of you. I always tell Patty, I'm sorry that we're cheating on you. But it's true. I mean, we need to reach out to all of our media outlets, right? We have some amazing partners like 10 News, especially with the Live Well San Diego initiative, but that doesn't mean it's exclusive necessarily, right? But we do reach out to everybody. So we rarely are providing exclusive because we value our entire community. We want to get everybody and get as many eyeballs and ears as we can. So thank you for that. Yeah. But we reach out to everybody, including, all of our, down to our community publications. Again, we map every community throughout San Diego. So all of the smaller publications and everything too, tier 2, tier 3 publications, blogs. We're trying to do it all, and we're going into a lot of influencer relations too, with the help of our small but mighty team, to try to do even more and work with local influencers too.
So in the form of communication, it's not just mass media, but it can be hyper-local, such as your small local community papers, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. We don't discriminate. We reach out to everybody, right? Exactly. I did want to I have a few of the Live Well articles that we regularly submit since the team talked about it too. This is one of our success stories in talking about a program that the YMCA does called Live Strong at the YMCA. It's a free program for cancer survivors who have just gone through treatment to get their strength back up. So we're bringing in our gym element, but we're able to bring in the fact that we're able to provide scholarships for people to come and do a 12-week program at the Y. Post-cancer treatment, so we love being able to submit stories like this to the Live Well team as well. Same thing, other programs. This one highlights a Y Strong Girls program that we're doing in City Heights at our Copley Price Family YMCA. I'm taking all your questions. I know this is what you get for prepping ahead of time. This is actually just a highlight of another. Live Well partner collaboration. So I've had conversations with Lana before about how many of us are talking about the same things in San Diego County, but why don't we just come together and partner on it? Well, two things. I mean, if anybody else has a highly protected brand like we do at the YMCA, we have a book of our own brand guidelines and things that we have to stick to, right? But that doesn't mean that we can't still come together and message the same sort of things for a community effort, right? So we actually started this with the City of San Diego. Is anybody City of San Diego in here? Parks and Rec? Okay. But we started a splash tour that just kicked off last weekend, actually. And we were doing separate water safety and drown prevention events as two separate operators. Between the city and the YMCA, we encompass pretty much all the pools in San Diego County. So we have a series of 4 different events that, again, started last week, once a month, going through July, that are free and open community events. 2 of them are at the Y, and 2 of them are at City Pools. So you can check out ymca.org/splash tour if you want to check it out and see just kind of how we've co-branded. Again, on a really important initiative like drown prevention, and it's the time of year. Obviously in San Diego, it's always the time of year for swimming, right? But it's the time of year to do it now. So that's, I think, it.
Great. So what about cross-promotion? What type of content are you sharing with other organizations, perhaps on social media?
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, with we're lucky to have a social media little team who's always been able to engage online. That's a big thing for us, is engaging. So if someone's going to tag us in a post or talk about us in a post, we're gonna engage right back. So that's a high priority for us.
And you talked a lot about how you have utilized the Live Well San Diego branding, but how has it helped your brand?
Yeah, no, it's. I think it just helps elevate us and kind of connect us. Again, like my double-edged sword as a communicator for an organization like the Y is that we have no shortage of content. But again, competing priorities. I think something like the Live Well San Diego brand just helps us and helps us internally roll a lot of things up under that umbrella, if that makes sense, and then it helps us kind of focus on just certain things that we really want to hone in on, and things that really benefit all of our YMCAs throughout the county too.
And then you and I were talking offline a little bit about the regional collaborations. Can you speak to how you're such a large entity, you cover the whole county, but you have to utilize the different sectors?
Yeah, and so that was a challenge for us because we do map the county, so a lot of our branches fall in a lot of the regional areas. But in terms of content and making sure the messaging's there, it all still kind of rolls back to us. So it can be a challenge just from a communications and messaging standpoint, but we work through it internally.
Okay, great. Do you have any advice for anybody getting the buy-in on Live Well? Because when we started talking with your organization about Live Well, you were a partner, you knew about it at the time. How did you end up getting your team engaged in the Live Well San Diego conversation?
Yeah, so I think for our organization, actually did start at the top, which helps. But I think just, again, for the same reasons I started with, our organization fits so well into the Live Well San Diego initiative that it's kind of a no-brainer for us. But it did kind of start at the top, which makes it easier.
So if somebody considering becoming a Live Well San Diego partner isn't quite sure how to speak up to their leadership, what would you recommend they say? How do you get them engaged?
Yeah, that's a good question too. I mean, I think, being able to start following what even like-minded partners are doing and how they're engaging with the brand and kind of building your own case, right, to be able to say, here's the value. And again, it's free, it's so easy to be able to do that, especially even if you just start on social media. Or submitting your own articles to the Live Well brand. It's just kind of that other kind of third-party endorsement for your own stories to have it on that Live Well San Diego website. So just start small and build it from there.
So has the regional team been able to help you with getting that word out to their partners by engaging?
Absolutely, and that actually brings up a point too with the events. We do offer a lot of free events to the community. We just had had one this past weekend as well, where we do an annual Healthy Kids Day event. So it's all focused on kids and their health, and at all of our branches throughout the county. So even being able to just post all of those events on the Live Well San Diego events page. Live Well. Andrea, who I've never actually met in person, only on email, but thank you, who helps us elevate and drive people to our branches and the community to our branches to attend those free events. That's all helpful for us.
So now we've heard from two fairly large partners, and I think now for more of a grassroots organization, and that perception will be able to talk to Nassar about what his organization does or how he's become engaged with Live Well San Diego. I think you'll find it very interesting. We're here not to just talk about on a very high level, but really truly for the smaller nonprofits. What is it that you can do that will allow you to leverage the Live Well San Diego team, their regional planners, etc., and also then enhance your own brand? So, Nassar, thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about your organization.
Start. Everybody's up. Everybody's up. This is going to get rid of my nervousness. Get you guys moving a little. Tap it out. Come on, tap it out. Come on, come on. I see some yawning over there. What's going on? Hands up. Let's go. Come on. Sing along with those words. Y'all look good. Oh, got my background. How about doing these up a little bit? A little bit, just a little bit. Come on, y'all. Feel it, feel it. Some of y'all don't go in the same direction. All right. Now let's push a little. Look, listen. Woo. Come on, come on. Yeah, some of y'all up here, some of y'all a little off beat. All right, I'm done. I think I don't like really speaking in front of people, so I got you ready?
So that's a great introduction. Thank you. So if we can do the signature events for Nassar, we've been there to get you going, that's for sure. So thank you. Can you tell us about your efforts, what your strategies might be?
All right, Sirius.
Why do
I do what I do? I think it was a personal thing first, to just get myself healthy. All right? So I said, okay, I'm getting myself healthy, let me try to get the community healthy. So I went out there and tried to do some free events over in Southeast San Diego at Malcolm X Library. And I still am a PE teacher, so I would get my kids moving. They think I'm a little extra because I make them run. I make them actually work out. They're like, oh, this is not PE. But, I make them move. So my whole thing is get the youth going, get the adults going. So Sirius Fitness, I head them up in the youth level. I work at the Port of San Diego, teaching their classes there. Teach at the YMCA. I've been at the YMCA for 10 years. It's really diverse. From kindergarten to 80-year-olds, I get, try to get them moving, just try, have them enjoy fitness. So you guys smile a little, just get them moving and have a little bit of fun. And that's, what I try to do. So in everything I do, I use that hashtag for that's cool. For Live Well San Diego. Whether I do my personal, I wake up in the morning, I go to the gym, do my little run, hashtag Live Well San Diego, Live Well SD, because I'm trying to do my best to motivate folks to get moving and get themselves healthy and well. And I go to school, then I have my first period class, they're running up and down place, I hashtag them Live Well San Diego, as well as San Diego Unified, and all the other hashtags I've been putting on there. I throw videos on there. People like videos. They see the kids running up and down, doing certain things. They enjoy that. They see the people at the YMCA getting yelled at and everything. They enjoy that. Get a lot of feedback from that. Basically, I use everything I do. I teach. I do a lot of race warm-ups in San Diego. If anybody see me in the race warm-up? Any runners here? Y'all see me do a little something? Okay, so I use that as well. Anything here in San Diego, getting people moving, like I said, I utilize Live Well San Diego, especially with their 5K run. I love their 5K run, and we partner with that, and like I said, getting people moving. Because my whole goal is to, like I said, make San Diego the healthiest city in the world. That's what we're trying to do, is Live Well.
So why do you have such passion for this? Is it just a lifestyle?
It excites me. I don't know, it excites me. It excites me when people, I'm getting people moving, and like I said, I can have somebody that's like, and then before you know it, they're smiling. I did it at my school. I have teachers, and I'm in charge of getting them up before the staff meeting. So they get up, they don't want to get up. But before, at the end of the thing, they're moving, they're smiling, they're feeling good. And I just try to let them know, okay, just a little bit of movement. It's not about you doing what I do. You don't have to go and run half marathons and 5Ks and all that. But just get yourself moving, okay? And, we have to set examples. And that's why I want to set an example for the youth, for adults, for everybody. Just letting them know. And I've been through things. I'm not the fastest. I'm not like ripped and bodybuilder magazines. But I just let people get out, get out there and just move to stay healthy. My father passed away at 55, which is I think it's really young. I'm 49, this is my big 50 year this year. So I feel as if, I feel 28, I feel 25, and I want to let people know that you can keep, stay fit, stay healthy, stay well, don't have to kill yourself, and, you got to be around here for our children. I have kids, I got to be around here. And I'm sure you guys have kids, some of y'all got grandkids. And you want to be around for them.
Right. So you came on board as a partner. You've got to connect with a lot of different organizations. How do you partner with them? Is it you just come out and cross-promote while you're at these events?
A lot of cross-promotion. Let's see. So, for example, even with Live Well, let's say I would have an event with Billy Blanks Jr. We would make sure Live Well has a booth there. I think they have a little kid zone there, doing things like that, promoting like that. Any health, let's see what they do here. Well, I think Port of San Diego's a Live Well partner, right? So them too, just having their people there, having some of the members and participants hashtag Live Well San Diego, and just give their experiences that they have with us, just doing things like that.
What was the first event that you actually participated in? Do you remember? Was it the Live Well 5K?
Yes, no, it was. Because I've been a part of this since 2015. So I believe it probably was the Live Well. So I did the warm up. Also, with the social media that I have, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, I help promote the event as well. So I make sure I bring runners, to these events. And by utilizing that, I've gotten little gigs to do other runs and other races all over the place. So, I've used, Live Well San Diego. I've gotten, let's just say I'm doing the hot chocolate, and people see this stuff all over the country, all over San Diego. And like, I go to runs now just to run, and like, hey, you gonna warm it up? I'm running today. So, this whole social media thing is great. You guys should not be afraid of hashtagging Live Well San Diego. Live Well SD. I hashtag it has to be 4 times a day. So like I said, no, really. I wake up and I work out, so that's Live Well, right? I go teach PE class, I'm living well. I go to the Port of San Diego, I live well. Then I go to YMCA at night, I live well. Now also, my wife, she does things, she has a lot of influence in San Diego as well. She does some things that I started doing where we would go out with the kids to, Solano Beach and chill out and walk. That's Live Well too. So we hashtag that as well. And I'm not using Live Well to make myself big or anything. I have to get the word out. My whole thing is, when I got into the whole fitness game, is get the word out about people being healthy. Let them know you can have fun with it. Let them know, we're trying to live on this planet as long as we can. Right now, people, I know you see the news, people 51, 48, dying. My best friend passed away at 46. That's not cool, So that's why I utilize Live Well. That's why I love it so much.
So what is your best so far? Twitter, social, Facebook, video?
Instagram now, I like that because Instagram, you can go ahead and put 10,000 hashtags on there. Not 10,000, but you put a lot of hashtags so it's reached a lot of different people. Then you can share it. Have it shared to Facebook, have it shared to Twitter, have it shared on, I forgot which other ones. There are other ones, but have it shared to. Share across the board. Facebook, of course, definitely use Facebook. I use my regular page. I create my own Sirius Fitness page, and I have a Coach and Sora page, and I just share it to all of that. And like I said, I work for San Diego Unified, so I deal with them as well. So I always utilize them. I deal with a lot of different entities. Like I said, San Diego Unified, Port of San Diego. I deal with some of the faith-based. I go to Total Deliverance, so I've done health events there. I've done health events at City of Hope with Dr. Follow. So we hashtag all of that. That's a healthier me. I think she a live role partner. I know she got an award. She's got an award. But so like I said, I just share it throughout everything I do. The only time I don't share, I guess I live well I went to Minnesota and did a mile run. I didn't live well.
So that's organic, it's very natural, it's free. So do you do Facebook Lives as well, or?
I do lives. I just got into Instagram. I like Instagram Lives. I do those and save it, and then take it and put it on Facebook. It's kind of fun. It's a lot of fun.
And how is it that what's the biggest impact you think that it has on your business and your social media or your image, your branding by being a little partner?
The fact that they share things that I'm doing, because beginning of the year, I didn't get the video and everything, but they shared out that I was doing a run or a stair run on January 6th, and they shared it out. I was like, thank you. I saw it when they said it, so I was tagged to it, so I showed my people that. And now the thing is, they see that another organization that's big in San Diego is like promoting me and helping me out. I'm like, oh, cool. So they see that I'm not just this person right there. They say that, okay, you have a little clout. You guys live well following you, live well sharing your stuff out there. And vice versa, I do the same thing. Always sharing live well events, best I can, just getting the word out about mental health, about, anything is health related,
Have you worked with any of the regional teams at all?
Central, I usually deal with them. I've had health events there where, like I said, they have come and set up booths there. They've given me, pens and frisbees and things to pass out the events.
So they'll support you with
giveaways and all that. And then, again, the whole cross promotion. Because then when I throw, like, for example, the Billy Blanks Jr. event, they will slap that Live Well thing on the flyer, and that, gives more validation to the event.
Validation, leverage. If they're going to give you free giveaways, I would do it because they're expensive. Do you have any advice for getting people to consider being part of the Los Angeles?
Well, Live Well's all over.
What do they tell their boss? What should they say? What should they do?
Because this is something that is getting us, like I said, getting San Diego to be the healthiest city in the world. And that's what we're trying to do. And we're trying to spread the word. So, like I said, for example, you tell your boss to go to the Live Well Advance event. That's a great event where they can see all the partners, they can see all the things they're doing, guest speakers, good food. Food's really good too. Go to the Live Well fitness event, the 5K run, where again, it's just over like 100 vendors, all Live Well partners, and they can learn more about what Live Well is doing.
Well, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, if you're not a partner already, please consider it. Check it out. It's great. It's done great things for me. I love being a Live Well partner. I'm proud about it. I have my friends on Facebook, on Instagram. They hashtag Live Well now. They get the word out more and more and more. And just like I said, let's make this place healthy. Let's get ourselves healthy. And let's live a long life. That's it.
Open it up for questions. Real quick though, I'll give you the 50,000-foot level view of what ABC 10 News does. Because we are a mass media partner of the County of San Diego Health and Human Services, we do have a lot of resources. Or I should say, it seems like we have a lot of resources. I am the resource. And I actually, for us, with our partnership, we produce every month a 2-minute interview segment, which is a public service announcement. It may or may not include some type of promotional, shorter version, a 15, a 30-second or shorter promotion around an event, a signature event, whether it's Love Your Heart or it's the Live Well San Diego 5K. And we include all of our partners. We have a conversation. This is all placed in a, content is on archived on the Live Well section on 10news.com. We take advantage of all of our platforms. We happen to have the #1 social media platforms besides the Padres in the county. So we have a very large following. Almost 600,000 people follow our Facebook and almost 200,000 on our Instagram. And I want to say there's almost 65,000 on our Twitter feed. And I actually have to cross-promote on all of those. So I'm very comfortable with working not only behind the camera, because I write a lot of these segments and actually pre-interview you and put all this information together, but we have to promote it. So it's very, very amazing when we have a partner such as the Y, or it doesn't really matter, it could be the blood bank, it could be Aging Independent Services, one of our content partners who we have found through a relationship with Live Well. So what I'm saying to you now is if you have an organizational need and we are looking for content and it might be a fit, please talk to your regional person and get back to Anita Lightfoot with the county who is helping us on this, coordinating these projects. Maybe there's a conversation that we can actually help facilitate, but it does need to be in line with the themes that we have, which could be getting outdoors, starting the new year right, learning swim safety, childhood. We work with the First Five for, and March of Dimes, another partner for early childhood health, prematurity. There are a variety of conversations, but the mass media reach that we have is huge. But we are not the only game in town. So unfortunately, because we no longer have Azteca San Diego as another outlet, we don't have the diversity for the Hispanic community that we've had previously. Because I used to do all of this in Spanish too, which was a lot of fun. However, there are some other media outlets that may have a relationship. Please don't hesitate to get out and talk to them and speak to their community outreach personnel to really let them know what's going on if you have a need. So I want to just let you know that we're here as a partner of Live Well San Diego. We have been with them since 2010. We were in on the early inception conversations. Nick Macchione reached out to us, and it's been very, very uplifting. Our staff loves being a part of this. They participate as a team. We try to make sure we have a good presence at every one of our programs, whether it's a community event or not, and want to support, because this is our community too. I mean, we may be a TV station, but we are more than that. Our people live and work in this community. We drive from all over to come down to one area, and we want to be able to support your efforts as well. And I have had the great pleasure of really seeing some amazing work that's being done here in the community. I'm really grateful to this partnership for opening my eyes, but also opening our leadership's eyes too. None of our other TV stations, we have almost 60 in our group, have this kind of relationship with the county entity or with the nonprofits. So we truly believe in community outreach. I want to say thank you to you for letting us support you. What I'm going to do now is just open it up for questions if anybody has any. Chase and Courtney and Sarah are here, so we have a microphone available if you want to just raise your hand. You have a question about whether it's TV, social media, leveraging partnerships. I see one right over here. Hang on just a second.
Hi everyone, my name is Abigail from the San Diego County Breastfeeding Coalition. This is my first time attending a summit, so I just want to say thank you and appreciate this type of event to have everyone here under the same roof, kind of having the same goals, so it's really nice and inspiring. My question is, so we are a nonprofit organization with one part-time staff, myself. So you can see the spirit of the struggle of that. My question is, in your opinion, what would be the greatest investment in terms of communications and marketing, or what would you prioritize in my day-to-day tasks in terms of communications and marketing? Would that be investing in trying to convince the investment of funding towards marketing and communication? Would that be spending my time reaching out to partners, because that does take time, sending out emails, going out in person? Or would you recommend just focusing on my content and hoping to grow organically?
I think the number one most important thing in an organization to do is understanding your community, who you're trying to reach. Because I think that all of those things that you mentioned have a place. For instance, the SDFLC, if you don't have the staff, the way the YMCA is going to go about it is going to be a little bit different because of the resources that they have. Now, all of us, I would say, as nonprofits, we're all battling that funding thing, right? We're all trying to find those resources. But YMCA's got a name. People know who they are, so it's just getting that out. It's different when it's an organization like, let's say, SARA and the SDFLC, in fact, we're not a name brand, right? We have to do it organically, so we have to be smarter about when we do something. For instance, and I apologize, but CBS, they will call us and they will say, will you sit in and talk about financial literacy on Financial Literacy Month or something like that. So we take advantage of those organics as an expert, but it doesn't cost us anything at that time. But yet there's going to be times when we're doing an event or we're supporting an event where the cost of doing something like media would be worth it. But it's really got to be targeted in how you go about it and understanding. For instance, we don't go to Central Communications to live well when we're doing something in North County. I'm not going to bother them with that because I'm trying to get people from North County not to come all the way up to the 5 or the 15. Right? So we really try to target it.
I would just say the same thing. I mean, I even being with a large nonprofit, I'm still all the free stuff, right? Like I don't have the budget really even in what we do on the PR and communication side. So anything free that you can do, and to Chase's point, really just making sure you're really targeting your audience and honing in on your messaging, because that does help with thought leadership and a lot of other things. And then those opportunities start rolling in. You're a trusted partner with great content for someone like Patty and her teams at she's with too. So there's a lot of value in that. And again, this is coming from an earned media person who's literally like, I don't pay for it.
Believe it or not, I don't have a budget either. I have a very small one for specific projects, but everything we do is literally taking advantage of our audience and our target audience. And you have to know who your target audience is. And yes, we can cover the whole county, but a lot of times that's not our target audience. So knowing that audience is absolutely important.
For me, Sirius Fitness is me. So it was just about me initially just going, like I said, Malcolm X Library, doing a free event, going to this place, do a free event. So I mean, my first several years, I did a lot of free events and just getting my name out there, getting people to know me and getting people to help me out, like little volunteers. We need to get some volunteers to get out there. And now it's a little bit easier because now I'm a little bit more known, and now places that I did free, now they're paying me something. So, it gets better, but it's, like I said, you have to, it's hard in the beginning. It's a little bit difficult, but get out there and just get to know people. And now with Live Well Now, the partners are they're right there. You can just jump on the website and just get with them and see if you can collaborate with them. I'm sure they'll be willing to help.
Any other questions?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anna Simmons. I'm here with the Sweetwater School District. Rosalinda Gutierrez is also one of my peers. We are community relations liaisons, and we serve 40,000 students in middle school and high school. Our main role is to promote wellness, education, and high school graduation. So my question will be for the three of you. How can we also work with a very limited budget? Our main goal is to promote kids graduating from high school and going on to college, but we also promote family wellness. So my question to you would be, how do you recommend that we partner with institutions that would support at-risk youth? 80% of our students are graduating high school in the South County. This would be from National City to the border. How do we promote graduation? How do we support students that are failing classes? 20% of our students are dropping out of high school. And how can we support students and learning centers? This would be from the fitness point of view, from the YMCA point of view, and even supporting our underserved families with financial resources. That's what Rosalinda and I do in the South County. Thank you.
Well, in my school, I help out as far as I'm the wellness coordinator, so I do my best to get the kids moving, to get the staff, and to sometimes get do my best to get the parents out there and understanding health and wellness. As a teacher, it's hard because I'm very passionate about my students. So as far as you talk about failing, having kids failing, I'm constantly on them. So you have to communicate with the staff, because like I said, I would see my students and I would just go up and pull up their grades and take a look at them and say, "Why are you doing this? What's going on?" I call parents. I constantly on phone with parents. They think I'm extra because I would call them. "Why are you calling my parents?" Because I care about you. Because I don't want you to fail class. So you have to really communicate with the staff and the wellness, because your school should have hopefully have a wellness coordinator or wellness, wellness center, possibly. See if they have something like that, and just get with the principal and see if you can get the kids going with that, parents and the staff.
I think from the YMCA's perspective, we've been partners with your school district for a little while too, and I think from our perspective, we're always open and willing to work with whatever makes sense for what you guys are doing. The City of San Diego partnership, just for the drought prevention, they came to us. Parks and Rec came to us. They said, "We can't do this on our own anymore. We would love to partner with you for it." And we're like, "Sure, let's make it happen." So there's a lot of stuff that we can do in partnership and drill down into different things. I know one example of what we're doing too is with our Porter New Family YMCA in San Ysidro. We're working with high schoolers, juniors on an initiative that they're almost done with, but we were able to provide scholarships for them to work with one of our other partners, and through a whole semester session of getting them ready, college preparedness ready. So there's different elements like that. It's a pilot program for us right now, and I know that's just one example of something that I know we're going to be looking forward to expand upon too. So I think the sky's the limit for us at the Y. It's literally just being able to get in touch with our teams, and especially in our South County, in our board, we had some ties with Sweetwater School District on our board as well. So there's a lot of natural synergies there, and we're so open because again, our mission too is just to almost fill the gaps in the community. That's what we pride ourselves on too. So it can go a lot of different ways.
I'm going to let Chase answer this, and unfortunately we're going to run out of time, so we apologize, but we'll be available for questions at the back of the room, okay?
So from the SFLC standpoint, we have our Way to the Future program, which is directed directly to youth, and typically the ones who reach out are high school age to college. We are at Southwestern College a lot for individual professors in their classes, counselors that do counseling 110 classes. If you're invited to come to a school, we're pretty much there. So anybody that wants to reach out to us, to contact us, whether it's from a teacher individually or a program within the school, they reach out and we set up a time and figure out what it is that they're looking for, and we create that program specifically for them.
So it sounds like your question can best be answered by
leveraging the liberal partners. So go to the website. Look, there are credit unions that are part of this. They love to help. They're educators at heart. If you need something, talk to them. You don't know. You have to ask. There are nonprofits that provide food banks. The San Diego Jacobs Cushman Food Bank is there. Feeding San Diego. If you need a feeding organization to come in and help with children because they don't have food for the weekends, there's a program. There is something for every one of your organizations that can be helped by leveraging the partnerships that are strategically created through this Live Well San Diego initiative. So I suggest you first and foremost get with your regional partners, and then check the site, and then reach out to your liaison, talk with them. The rest of this is just gravy. You need to work with what you have. But we thank you all very much for being here today. It's been great to meet you. Thanks to our